Hey, Boomer.
This group is.
You see that? Let's try this again. See, I'm at what, the 24-ish? Let's see, where did he pick it up though? At the 29 or 40 at 31.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That drive started on their own 25.
That's what all I got to say about that.
Yards. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here, so it's a touchback. And bring it out to
If you go to sleep, I'm going to make sure to make the loudest noise I can possibly make.
Back onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game.
All right, Boomer.
And continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet.
Later, Boomer.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Here's Emmanuel Sanders now as he and the rest of the offense march back onto the field. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Royce Freeman. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Jamal Williams making his way back onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the deep.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. To try again after the sack. Rodgers, he'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on the board.
Now,
holy crap.
as that's complete on the hitch route. Another strong gain on the last two
Holy
plays.
crap.
They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now look out, Rodgers. Lost the football.
You said something about finally getting rain.
The 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. This first half has been a nightmare
loud cracks
for
of
that
thunder
offense.
woke me up
Defense just
today.
dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defensive
Not at all.
dream. They're having that type of a game.
Work tomorrow, though.
Everything that can go wrong has gone
Well, for the
wrong
next 4
for this
days.
offensive unit.
Which is
Extra
fun.
point from McManus is good. And a route is
Yeah,
on
night
here
shifts
this
mostly.
first half.
Till Sunday, I gotta work 11 to 9.
Exciting play in football.
Not
We
bad.
witnessed it there.
Because, I mean, at least Sunday it's gonna go by fast. Because we get, like, really, really busy.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. This will be taken in at the 1.
I don't know. It was the first one that called me back. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna take it.
Might as well.
Hey, but hey, I've been there for how long now? 3 years? Hell yeah. Yeah, and this is the first vacation I've taken. I've only ever had to be out because if I had to be out, it was against my choice. Yeah, I fucking hated it. I hated it so much.
Just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything.
Couldn't eat anything. I ate one cracker and like I was full. Done. And I couldn't even really eat crackers. Like, what the fuck? I was hungry as fuck, but I just couldn't eat.
He gets this into the hands of Taylor.
Yeah. I didn't want to eat.
Big gain of 39 on third.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively.
Usually when I get like a, just a simple, common cold,
He goes down.
that doesn't really affect me that much.
Use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining and
I'm still able to like get up and move around and whatnot.
Play action. Now
With COVID, it was just like, oh god.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. From midfield, here's Rodgers.
Yep.
And he's
Oh yeah, no, I was pissed. And it's a good thing that my
he continues to
one of my bosses, Danielle, made me stay out because I was actually getting ready to come back because there was one day where I felt fine.
As he's on to punt for Green Bay.
And then,
He's been a busy
bam.
man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Then I was just fucked.
So we've come to halftime after a very, and we will skip the highlights.
And I even said on the phone when I had to call in, well, it's a good thing that you made me stay out.
Both teams appear
Yeah.
ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
I mean, really, the one person I was concerned about with that
Reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz
was
about
my
this
coworker
game.
Jackie.
They've been doing some travel, back-to-back primetime games for them.
She's taking care of a friend of hers that's terminally ill. So he's in the end stages of COPD. But he could like really go at any time. I didn't want to. Like, she was like the one person I fucking thought of.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
10 seconds before. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Defense, move your voices. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds before. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Defense, move your voices. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds before. 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 5, 4, 3
Yeah, like, no.
A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there? Yeah, maybe that extra hut, that extra emphasis on it. Got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
Rodgers now to
What?
throw. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown.
I'll be right back. I got pee.
We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope. Under pressure, they got him again. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
It's been a tough one all game. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
Aaron Rodgers sacked. The Packers take over 1st and 10. At their own 2
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Throwing to start the drive. Wyatt, and he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Blake Martinez, the NFC's leading tackler a year ago, in on the stop. Freeman again. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 3rd down, Booker. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Devontae Booker, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys continue to pour it on. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's Devontae Booker that's able to finish it off with a touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball...
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw
I was going to grab a snack, and I'm just like, I don't feel like making
it on
anything.
the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. Extra point from McManus is good, and that will extend this big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
We got this.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Okay.
Now it's Rodgers.
There it is.
To escape, and he goes
Froze for a second.
Bradley Chubb, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Wyatt. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards. And certainly a valuable tool to have in your kit, Emmanuel Sanders, and he's shown us quite a bit in this one.
And that's why they wanted to use him immediately. You know they come out of the locker room saying, let's get the ball to him, get our offense jump-started. And in this case, it's worked throughout the game. Thus, they have the lead.
17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Wyatt, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
It's caught by Sanders. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one goes for 24 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Royce Freeman, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams.
What the fuck am I missing? It says collect all Rhino hollow cards. What the fuck am I missing?
That's the coaching, and he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of
This
this
fucking
win.
game I'm playing.
Strong here in the fourth quarter.
Ratchet and Clank.
After the touchdown, here's McManus.
How the fuck
Kick it away.
Google
am I
is your
missing
friend.
something?
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Bradley Chubb. What a season he continues to have. His 15th
4th and 39. Oh my God.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Taking it, still a very good one. 24 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And Denver getting set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
A solid pickup of 13 sets them up 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run here with Freeman. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease anywhere
too.
on the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
That is not going to be any help. As
Yay, unlock the good part of the fucking pyrosopher on this game.
3 yards in the wrong direction.
Brandon,
I'm gonna
these
kill
defenders
some shit.
absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. They come out here in the eye. Well, they're going to try this thing. They're at the 5, 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. We'll see. Run, pump. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
McManus's point after is good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Got a man. That's Allison. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They get Elton Jenkins, the 2nd rounder from Mississippi State. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. This is a pretty good kick. And it's fielded at the 34. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about
Punt
it.
return for a touchdown.
I was really excited. Fantasy owners who have them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that.
66-yard return.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that will extend this big lead. Now we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
That one final throw here is incomplete, and that is this one will come to an end.
77-6 is the final.
Offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Denver, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Sueño en conjunto y desde muy pequeños. Yo bailo desde los 3 años en Cali, Colombia, y él desde los 5 años. Somos dos niños que siempre han querido cumplir el sueño americano, llegar a Las Vegas, poder estar en ese escenario. Así que cuando parece que el auditorio se quiere caer, no lo podemos ni creer. ¡Qué orgullo que vinieron hasta aquí! Gracias por venir, espectacular. Jeremy y yo somos la representación de todos los inmigrantes que han venido a este país a cumplir un sueño. Pero creo que es la primera vez que tenemos la oportunidad de hacerlo y no quiero que esa oportunidad se vaya de mis manos. Quiero luchar, quiero darlo todo y queremos pasar porque este es mi sueño hecho realidad para nosotros los dos.
Y estamos a eso de llegar hasta allá.
Así que agarren duro porque